Hi, welcome to C.A.P.I Evolution, our first pre-recorded show. Welcome everybody to C.A.P.I Live. Hope everybody's doing okay out there. Wanted to kind of do a little something different, I guess. If for the people that watch Sunday's show, you know that we are going to be doing a little different format now. It's going to be a pre-recorded show. And as I said last Sunday, if you see a show that you do want to interact with, like we have been doing, and you have questions or comments, or just kind of want to put your 2 cents in, please use the comments down below. Put it in there. As many times as you put questions or comments or your insights on the subject down there, the better, because that's going to make us want to do a Q&A on that subject. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do these pre-recorded shows, have the format a little different than what we're used to, but it's going to still give you the opportunity to discuss what we're discussing, the topic that we're on at that time. So you guys feel free to put your comments and questions down there, and we will. I promise you that I will check those more than I have been. And when we get those questions and comments, and the more we get, then we will do some Q&A shows, which will be live, so that you guys can interact with those. So we appreciate you guys joining us. I'm really excited about the way we're going to be doing this new show. I'm hyped up about how it's going to turn out. I can't wait to see the finished product. I think it's going to be really cool. So hopefully you guys will think so too. So definitely put in your insights down in the comments below. And also, please don't forget to put in your prayer request as well. You can put that in the comments as well. Just because this isn't live doesn't mean that we won't be there for you and pray with you and answer your prayer request and everything. So please put that in the comments as well, just like we always have done for the last 7 years, I guess. We'll still have the opportunity to put your prayer request in there. So definitely put those in there, and we'll add them to it. Remember, we don't just one ear out the other kind of thing on our prayer requests. We do record those. We do pray on them as a group and as the C.A.P.I family. We'll always do that. So keep those coming as well. I wanted to talk tonight about something that's been kind of talked about a lot here lately with different groups and different questions that I've gotten today. As a matter of fact, I got a question from an individual. I had a meeting in one of the towns here in central Alabama about something totally unrelated to the paranormal, but because I'm in the paranormal, I always get those questions when people find that out. You know how that is. Once they find out that you're in the paranormal, they want to, oh, you got to check out this place, or what do you think about this? And so one of the questions that I got today, and that I get a lot, is, can you be a Christian and a paranormalist at the same time? I've said yes to that every time I get that question. And there are a lot of Christian sects that believe you cannot be. But I guess it's all in the interpretation, or the way you approach something, or the way you feel about it. So I'm not going to really go into biblical interpretation, and try to step on people's toes, and on how they feel that the Bible and religion views the topic of supernatural or paranormal. But I just want to go into what we believe and how we perceive ourselves in the paranormal when it pertains to Christianity, and can those two marry? Can those two hold hands throughout the process of being a paranormalist? If you grew up in the South, you either grew up in the Baptist, or the Pentecostal, or the Presbyterian, or maybe even Catholic Church. And each one of these religions do view the existence or non-existence of the spirit world in a different manner. I feel the Bible is very clear on the subject. I feel that the rules of engagement, if you will, are very clear on how to approach the subject. But it is misinterpreted a lot in this field, and unfortunately, that's is a thorn in the side of the paranormal. A lot of times, I've had people tell me that they want to be a part of the paranormal, that they want to do what we do, but they can't because the church would frown upon it. I myself was asked to leave a church because of it. We've had an interesting situation years ago in Selma where a minister approached us because there was a lot of activity going on at his church, and he wanted us to come and investigate. And we were all pretty excited about it. Anytime we get a chance to do a school or a church or a hospital or nursing home or something like that, especially an active site like that, it's pretty exciting and to a paranormal investigator. So we definitely wanted to do it. So we went in and spoke with him. He told us about some of the stuff that was going on. We got it all set up. Within days of us setting it up and days of us scheduled to be there to do the investigation, he called us back and asked us if we could come back in the next day, and we did. And he informed us that the elders of the church had gotten word that what we were doing, and he was informed that if he allowed us to enter the church again, not just investigate, but just allowed us to enter the church at all from that point on, then he would no longer be at that church and no longer be a minister. So within that religion sect. And so, we unfortunately didn't get to investigate it, but, he was very disappointed and so were we. But that's just a lot of the, misconceptions about paranormal investigators and the paranormal field itself. Like I said, the Bible to me is very clear on what ghosts are and how to approach that, and still be within the Lord's wishes. And I know you're going to say, well, nowhere in the Bible does it say go investigate haunted areas or anything like that. And if you're Pentecostal, you're going to say, well, you can do that, but you're not investigating the paranormal. You're just indulging in Satanism, because all spirits are demons, and and there's no way that there's any human spirits out there that can communicate with us. And to me, it just doesn't compute. Let's look at Saul. Let's start it out in the Bible here. Look at Saul. He went to the Winch of Endor to contact the prophet Samuel's ghost to get advice on going to war or how he should run the kingdom and this stuff. God did not come to Samuel or to Saul and say, there's no such thing as any of that stuff. Why would you even do that? He actually got upset with Saul because he was actually putting an idol before him. See what I mean? He was saying, he said that he was upset that he had went to the witch to ask about future events or asked how he should run his kingdom. And instead of consulting the Lord and praying about it directly to God, he went to a medium, if you will, or a psychic. And in this case, a witch, for advice, and to help him gain powers, if you will. And that is what the Bible preaches against, is necromancy, is seeking out the dead, be it spiritual or demonic or whatever, for your gain, or to put yourself above God, or to use a mediumship between you and the spirit world. God's a jealous God. So that's what angered him. Judas Maccabus, he sought the ghost of Onias, from the high priest. The disciples themselves, in what, Matthew 14, I believe it is, they saw Jesus walking across the water towards the boat, and they said there's a ghost coming, and they were scared. They're out of their mind scared. And Jesus didn't walk up to the boat and say, I'm not a ghosts don't exist. Why are you thinking this is a ghost? Why would you even think that that's a possibility? There's no such thing as ghost. He just said, it is I. He said, I'm not a ghost. It's me. Jesus was a very literal speaker. I mean, he would have said, there's no such thing as ghost. But he didn't do that, because there is a such thing as ghost, and he knew this because he spoke with them, and cast them out. So the way the Bible talks about spirits and the existence of human spirits, it doesn't dispel them. It doesn't say they don't exist. It just says, do not use them for your bidding. Do not attempt to put something in front of God or above God, or do not try to become God-like by knowing the future and having the power and different things like that. The Catholic Church 100% believes in the spirit world. They think that they teach, I shouldn't say think, but they teach that there's 3 different types of spirits that do roam the earth. There is souls from purgatory. They may approach you to ask for prayers for their suffering. Souls of the damned. They may approach you to, and not necessarily a demonic soul, but a soul of the damned. God may allow that to come to you as a warning. Souls from heaven to come to you and say, hey, I'm okay. Stop grieving for me. As a paranormalist and as an investigator, I have seen countless times whenever people have contacted me and said, my son was standing at the end of the bed, or my father was standing in the hallway, or my mother was standing in the kitchen, and I didn't fear them. When I saw them, I knew that they had passed away, but it didn't scare me. I felt very peaceful and calm. And so I know it wasn't a demonic, but I know it was them. And then I got this overwhelming sense of peace that I was being able to see that they're okay, and that it actually helped me in that grieving process, in that way to cope. And I just, and there's even been incidences where the spirit has actually verbally told the people, hey, I'm fine. Just calm down. I'm much better now. It isn't over for me. I'm not suffering anymore. I'm not hurting anymore. I'm not sad anymore. And I appreciate your grieving, but it's not necessary. And 100% of the time on those situations, the person that's dealing with that's actually feeling that, has always had that calming effect that helped me with not only with the closure of the passing of this loved one, but also with the coping process and getting over what I was having to go through. And going back to like the Pentecostal teaching on spirits, that yes, there are spirits out there, but they're all demonic. I've never met a demonic spirit or even a dark entity that would want to make someone feel at peace. That's kind of like the opposite of what they want to do, So they say that even if it's something that seems nice, or something that seems angelic even, or childlike, is just a demon trying to fool you. Is this the case? Not in those instances, because there's nothing to gain from that. There's nothing to gain from making someone feel at peace for that demonic entity or that dark entity. It's not anything there for them to gain. And their whole purpose is to disrupt happiness. And so You can't tell me that a demon's going to come and make someone feel better about mom passing away, and then that just be it. And there's no secondary to that. There's no, hey, I fooled you. Now I'm going to haunt you, or now I'm going to torment you, or kill you, or possess you, I guess. But there's nothing there that says this was the reason why I got you, kind of a hook, line, and sinker kind of thing. So if that would continue on, uh, then yeah, I could see that. I could, if it continued on and there was an ulterior motive to it or something like that, then yeah, I could see that. But it's not. So what would be the gain of that? Um, so Christians in general will teach and do teach that the Bible forbids talking with the death. That is 100% a myth. They do, like I said earlier, the Bible does forbid necromancy, invoking the dead. It also prohibits speaking with the evil dead or the damned. Not necessarily a demon, but a human spirit that is damned. Again, just like there would be nothing for a demonic to gain by making someone feel better, there would also be nothing for a damned soul to gain from doing anything with the living. There would be nothing for them to gain. They are what they are. They are where they are. There's nothing that can be done about that. And as I said earlier, the Catholics feel that any time that it is a human spirit, damned spirit, then it's actually a gift from God telling you, hey, this is a warning. Kind of a Scrooge moment where he's being warned. Hey, if you don't change your ways, this is what's going to happen. And you're going to die alone and sad. So there would be nothing for that spirit to gain from that. And I've never met a spirit that didn't do something for a reason, whether it be demonic or human or whatever. I always call them in skins. There'd be nothing for them to gain from that, whether it be negative or positive. So that only thing that we could gain from it, if we're not in the mindset of a paranormalist, would be to be godlike or to be a gainer of power over God, to use something like black magic or Ouija boards or seances or what have you, is to gain something from that. And then the biggest argument to that, as opposed to paranormalists goes, is, well, you are gaining something from that. You're gaining evidence. Well, yeah, but what are you going to do with that evidence? Where are you taking this? Where are you going with it? Where are you using that evidence to gain something? You always hear the argument against psychics. Well, if you're a psychic, then why don't you know the lotto numbers? Or if the spirit told you what the future is, why didn't they tell you who was going to win the Super Bowl? So that they could gain something from that. And I don't speak against psychics. Stop. I know what you're saying. Stop it. I do speak against psychics, but that's the fake ones. I don't speak against psychics because it's not my place to judge them. The Bible's very clear on that. The Bible does speak against mediumship and psychics and black magic and witchcraft and Satanism. It does speak against all of that. And I've spoke with people that have proven to me without a shadow of a doubt that they're psychic. And it's not my place to judge where they're coming from, what they're doing as far as what they're gaining from that. My place with psychics, as many of you know, is to expose the riffraff, the shysters, the ones that's out there to flim flam people. And that's that's my dealing with psychics and mediums and the like. That's what, but that's not to chastise them or judge them, on anti-Christianity or Satanism. That's to help people, because there's been so many times that we've gone to investigations, and not long ago, within the last couple of years, John and I went on an investigation, and the lady told us that she had spent upwards of $50,000, money that her late husband had left her in a trust, and had spent all this money on a psychic. It was actually on a paranormal team that had a psychic in the team. And for the price of doing the investigation and gathering evidence and predicting, the whatever the psychic predicted for her, she had spent upwards of 50 grand on this. And that just ripped my heart out of my chest when I heard that. That there's, a lot of people say, well, why would she be that naive to do that? Why would she be that stupid to give all that money away? I, that doesn't bother me. That's between her and herself, that's between her and her prayer time, but what bothers me is there's someone out there that's giving these people that opportunity to be that naive. They wouldn't have to worry about being that naive they, if those was not those shysters out there. So don't flip it around on me. That's not, when I say I don't go against psychics or mediums, that's what I mean. If someone truly is a psychic or a medium, then hey, they've got to deal with that, not me. If they use that for gain, then I've got to deal with it, because I have clients that have been hurt by that. And there's people out there, potential clients out there that are going to be hurt by that. And so, the Bible does speak against that. The Bible speaks against a lot of stuff, but I'm not judging that. That's between them and God. Well, a lot of people would say, well, why is that ability there? I asked a minister that not, many years ago, actually. And I asked him, and I said, well, if being a psychic or a medium or something like that is a sin, and that it is real, then why does it exist? When Saul went to the witch of Endor, why didn't she just say, I can't predict the future. I don't know what's going to happen in this, if you go to war, if you, do your kingdom this way. I can't tell you that, I don't know. If she'd have been honest and said, hey, I just don't know. But she didn't. She gave him the advice that he sought. And it was right. So, and the Bible's not saying that she wouldn't exist in existence, because then God wouldn't be hurt. If she was just somebody trying to mess with him and say, hey, yeah, do this, this, and this. Oh, put another 50 in the crystal ball, please. If it had been that, then, that would have been between her and Saul, but it wasn't. God did become angry because of this, because he did gain what he was trying to get, but he gained it in an ill way and an ill attempt. So why would there be a reason for that to be there? And the minister, without hesitation, told me, he said, when God released Satan and his demons from heaven, it was Satan and his angel followers at the time, when he released them from heaven, he gave them control over earth, over the world. So that power exists because of that evil that exists. Now, I don't pretend to know everything. I saw a meme not long ago that said in the paranormal, the biggest word that does not exist in the paranormal is expert. And I agree with that 100%. So I don't claim to know the reason why, something that is a sin exists. I guess if it didn't exist, we wouldn't have sin. So we wouldn't have a reason to be, faithful. So, just take that as you can, or as you want. What does a paranormalist do that is different from a psychic or a medium or black magic, or what do we do? Well, if you're a true paranormalist, You're not using crystal balls. You're not using Ouija boards and seances and all of that. Even if you don't look at it as that, yes, is a sin or not a sin, but we don't use that stuff not because of all of that, but because our Christian side does that, but our paranormal side stays away from those practices because it's disrespectful to what we're there for. It's disrespectful to the spirit that they were there to give a voice to. I have never gone on an investigation in 45 years. I have never gone on one investigation and with the intent of finding something out or to gain something. I've never gone in an investigation and been asking questions like, is someone here with us right now? Is there something you'd like to say? By the way, what's next week's lotto numbers? Never done that ever. I'm not there for that. I'm there for to give that spirit a voice, to celebrate the existence of that spirit. I don't know why. Like I said, I was brought up in the Pentecostal. They're not supposed to be there. Pentecostal church says you die, you go to heaven, you go to hell. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200. There's no in between, like a lot of religions believe, like most religions believe. There's no you're just dead. You're either dead in Christ or dead and damned. I mean, that's just it. That's just all there is to it. I don't. Even pretend to know the rights and wrongs of that. So what I like, or what I want to portray to this, is to say what we do as paranormalists and investigators is we're there to give a voice to that spirit. We're not only there for them, but we're also there for our clients as well. We're there to give our clients that peace of mind. We're there to give our clients the reason why this is happening. It is either a shortage, it is either the wind, or it's the cars whenever they pass by your house and the light shines off the metal door on the barn and then glares into your window and it looks like a person passing across the bedroom floor. Or we're there to give them that evidence that they need to show people that they're not crazy. And we're there for ourselves as well. We're there to give our account of the situation. We're there to gain that evidence and to prove that why we do what we do. Ask any paranormal investigator, do they do the if it's a true paranormal investigator, if it's a true paranormalist, ask them, do they do this so that they can pay their light bill? No. Matter of fact, you'll probably find some that says, I didn't pay my light bill this month so that I could come on this investigation. That happens a lot. I've called in sick from work to go on investigation. So, in short, do this because it's a passion. Do this because you want to help people, and do this because you want to give that spirit a voice. Don't do this to gain anything, because you're not going to. The number of people trying to make it big in the paranormal far, far, far outweighs the number of people that have. Okay. We've turned down opportunities to make it big because it just didn't work with what we were doing. And integrity and responsibility and respect and that relationship that we have with our clients is gold to us. So we try our best to keep that going and to also bring the real paranormal out there. So can you be a Christian and a paranormalist at the same time? Absolutely, you can. Do ghosts exist? Absolutely, ghosts exist. Whether you're in the Catholic Church, Baptist Church, or Presbyterian or Pentecostal, they do exist. Are they all demons? Absolutely not. 100% they're not. The way we perceive it and what we do with that information will reflect on how we are judged on that. No one on my team has ever gone into an investigation and wanting to know, like I said, the lotto numbers or the future or anything like that. So I think as a lot of times, as a matter of fact, on some of the places that we go, if you was to ask what the what the lotto numbers is, you'd probably, if you did get an EVP from that, you'd probably get something like, what's the lotto? So in closing, I want you guys to, one, put your questions and comments down here in the comment box down there. We're going to be looking at that. I promise you. I miss having you guys here, but I'm really excited about how this is going to go, and I'm looking forward to doing the Q&As. I really am. So I think that the more you guys respond to this in the comments, the more we're going to open up that Q&A for you guys. Like I said, Sunday, I hope we can do it maybe 1 or 2 a week, or just you guys are in complete control of that. So just take that as you can. And also, as always, go watch after this. Go watch Keep Watch Media. It's right there. Just go into the little comments there, or into the search box at YouTube as soon as you turn this video off, and hit Keep Watch Media, and go watch that. We're also going to put a link in the description as soon as we find out how. And I figure that out. Yeah. But anyway, we'll figure it out. I promise you. You can find out anything on YouTube, including how to do YouTube. So we love you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Ask some questions, make some comments. We love y'all. By the way, I want you to do a big favor for me this week. I don't care if it's a friend, family member, or someone you meet on the street. Make at least one person smile, because that's exactly what we need the most of. We love you guys. Have a paranormal week. Good night.